Niqab. Beauty lies in face, so you should cover it. In Quran, not even a single time the word niqab is mentioned. Then real question is, where did this come from? I follow Islam, but I don't cover my face, so I am a sinner. I will also tell at the end of the video that which scholar's opinion I believe in and why. Men tend to focus on women's chest and waist more than their faces. From there, two different schools of thoughts born. I will discuss both in this video. For face covering, a common word is used, which is niqab. The word niqab originates from Arabic root verb naqaba, which means to bore a hole or to pierce. In Quran, not even a single time the word niqab is mentioned. Then real question is, where did this come from? And why women who follow Islam are wearing niqab? And I follow Islam, but I don't cover my face, so I am a sinner. I spent weeks to study different Islamic scholars who have discussed this matter of niqab, and I will summarize their opinion in this video, and I will also tell at the end of the video that which scholar's opinion I believe in and why. To find the answers, we have to take a ride and go back in time. So before Islam, Arabian women often wore a loosely draped head covering, leaving the neck and chest exposed. And after Islam, at first 10 years, there is no verse regarding hijab or niqab. But 10 years later, from the time of prophethood, many verses came from Allah on modesty of women, but no direct verse told about face covering. And from there, two different schools of thoughts born. I will discuss both in this video, and at the end, you have to judge by yourself which thought strikes closest to human mind. First group of scholars believe in Hanbali school of thought, who view niqab as obligatory and believe that the woman must cover her face and hands in public, considering them part of her awra. Awra means areas must be covered. This view is rooted in the idea of ensuring modesty and protection from unwanted attention from opposite gender. And the evidence they present is from Quran chapter 33 verse 59, in which Quran states, "O Prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of believers to bring down over themselves of their outer garments, and this is more suitable, they will be known and not be abused. And ever is Allah forgiving and merciful." Ibn Abbas interpreted this verse saying Allah commanded the believing women that if they go out of their homes for a necessity to cover their faces from above their heads with their garments and show only one eye. Scholars also mention that niqab is not wajib, but it is recommended in the case of temptation or fitna, because beauty lies in face, so you should cover it so it will not draw attention of non-mahrams. Second group of scholars believes Hanafi, Maliki and Shafi'i school of thought, who view niqab as non-mandatory, and these scholars generally hold that the face and hands are not part of a woman's awra and can remain uncovered in public. They cite from Quran chapter 24 verse 31, which mentions covering adornments except what is naturally visible, interpreted as face and hands. They also mention hadith when women interacted with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with covering her faces. For example, when Prophet Muhammad was migrating from Mecca to Medina, and Hazrat Asma, who is daughter of Abu Bakr, used to carry food for Prophet Muhammad and her father, who were hiding in the cave of Ta'ur to escape Quraysh. One day, she visited Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, wearing a transparent clothing. Prophet Muhammad saw this and turned away and advised her, saying, "O Asma, when a woman reaches the age of maturity, it is not appropriate for her to wear anything except this and this," while pointing to his face and hands. Another senior scholar, Sheikh Ahmed from Islamic Institute of Toronto, believes that if the niqab had been mandatory, the Prophet Muhammad would have explicitly commanded it. And now, I believe in scholars who think it is not obligatory, because in an authentic hadith from Sahih Bukhari mentioned that during Hajj or Umrah, women are instructed not to cover their faces while in the state of ihram. So rest of the body should be covered including hairs, but face is impermissible to cover. Regarding this matter, some scholars mention that face covering is normally required. That's why Prophet Muhammad told it is haram while wearing ihram. However, some scholars argue that only mustahab acts, that means recommended acts, can be temporarily restricted in certain conditions, and if face covering is first, it cannot be suddenly become haram during Hajj or Umrah. There is another study suggests that men tend to focus on women's chest and waist more than their faces, and verse 59, which I mentioned earlier, also said to draw khimar on your jayb, which is the area down from neck, and particularly face is not mentioned. Since there are differences in opinion in this matter, I believe we should respect each other's choices on whether wearing niqab is mandatory or voluntary. You also drop your thoughts in the comment section.